We want to get a real life view of what a person's experience is like when they come to our church. So that way we can make the necessary adjustments to actually make our congregation or set up our ministry in such a way that's going to make it that much better. Hey, church planner, are you ready to take your church to the next level and break through those growth barriers? If so, you're in the right place. I'm Larry Williams, and on this channel, we provide practical, proven strategies to help you reach more people, grow your congregation, and make a lasting impact in your community. Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand your reach, we cover everything from digital marketing tips, community engagement, strategies, to powerful tools like demographic reports and discipleship maps to help you lead with confidence. So if you're serious about planting a church that thrives, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification so you never miss an episode. Together, we'll unlock the secrets to effective church growth. And with the right tools, there's no limit to what God can do through your ministry. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the inside as we break new ground one step at a time. Hello and welcome back to the Next Level Church Marketing Podcast, where we help church planters and leaders break through growth barriers with next level digital strategies. I'm your host, Larry Williams, and today we are continuing our Ideal Disciple Discovery series with an episode focused on a powerful tool for confirming the accuracy of your church's data, and that's conducting secret guest survey. And wait till the end, because I'm actually going to give you a real example of this exact thing that we did for a couple other churches, just so you can see how powerful of information that you can gather from this. So as church leaders, we often have an idea of how we believe our ministry is perceived by the community, but sometimes there's a gap between our perception and reality. To bridge this gap and to ensure that your efforts are truly resonating with your target audience, it is crucial to gather unbiased feedback. And one of the most effective ways to do this is by inviting a secret guest from your chosen community segmentation population to attend one of your Sunday services incognito. So what do I mean by that? Let me go backwards and we're going to go forward. So in the beginning of this series, we talked about getting a demographic report of your community, getting all the information that you need about your community. And then the next step is we wanted to discover who our avatar is and who is our Saddleback Sam, for lack of better words. Who is the person that we are ideally, specifically able to reach within our community. And then we create what's called a ideal disciple discovery map to discipleship. So where we actually map out the different steps that they can take in order to actually become a full-fledged disciple, based off of any research that we're able to gather from some of our many tools that we usually use with our clients that we work with through this process. Once we've done that, now what we want to do is confirm the data that we've developed. So this is one of the most important and very useful tools that we can do, where we actually find a person who meets that criteria, and we have them come to our church incognito. No one knows that they're there for that, as a secret guest, so that way we can get a first-hand look at their experience when they are at our church. Because let's tell the truth, many times we operate based off of assumptions. Many times we think, one thing about our ministry, when sometimes that other people may have a different approach. And what we want to get is not simply confirmation bias, where people will just tell us what we want to hear about what God is doing, which is good. But if in order to get better, it's important to have objective, constructive criticism. Objective, constructive criticism. We want to get a real life view of what a person's experience is like when they come to our church. So that way we can make the necessary adjustments to actually make our congregation or set up our ministry in such a way that's going to make it that much better for them. And here's the beauty of this. You can do this once a quarter. You can do this, every 6 months. You can do it once a year. This does not have to be a one-time thing. In fact, the more we do it, the more valuable information we can actually see how we're able to make things improve over time. But what we do is we find somebody in our community, specifically people who meet the criteria of the ideal disciple that we discovered, our avatar, and we have them come to our service and give us an unbiased feel of what that was like for them. A secret guest survey involves having somebody from the community you're trying to reach, a person who fits the profile of your ideal disciple, attend your service without anyone knowing that they're there for evaluation purposes. This guest will experience your church just like any first-time visitor would, and their task is to take note of everything they encounter, from your church's digital presence to the in-person experience. They'll access everything from how easy it was to find the church online, to what it's like walking through the doors, to how they're welcomed and engaged through the service. The secret guest should evaluate 3 key areas. Number 1, the digital presence. Before even stepping foot in your church, your secret guest will likely interact with your online platforms like your website, social media, and any other digital communication. They're going to answer questions like, how easy is it for me to find information? Does your online presence reflect the identity and values of your church? Are there any barriers that might prevent a potential visitor from attending? Those are key things, so that way that person to give you that information, and now you can make adjustments to your online presence to make sure that it is good and easy for people to join if they want. Next is the in-person experience. Once they arrive, the secret guest will assess the entire in-person experience. This includes everything from parking to signage to the hospitality they receive, the worship service, and even the follow-up afterward. Does your church feel welcoming and accessible? Are there any areas where the experience can be improved or better connect with your ideal disciple? And then finally, they're going to talk through the awareness, interest, and the desire. Finally, this should reflect on their overall experience in terms of the awareness, interest, and desire framework we discussed in episode 3. Were they aware of your church before visiting? Did their interests grow as they learned more about your ministry? Did they feel a desire to return or engage more deeply with your church? Why is this important? By gathering insights from someone who fits the profile of your target audience, you can gain a better understanding of how your church is perceived by the very people you're trying to reach. It's one thing to think that you know what your community wants, but it's another thing to see it through the eyes of an outsider. This fresh perspective can reveal blind spots, highlight strengths, and identify areas for improvement that you might not have considered, making adjustments based off of the feedback. So once you have the feedback from your secret guest, take the time to analyze it carefully. What did they like? What didn't resonate with them? Are there any common themes or issues that need addressing? Use this information to make any necessary adjustments to your digital presence, in-person presence, or overall strategy. The goal is to ensure that your church is not only welcoming and engaging, but also effectively reaching and retaining your ideal disciples. Incorporating a secret guest survey into your strategy is a powerful way to confirm the accuracy of your data and to ensure that your efforts are aligned with the needs and expectations of your target audience. It's an invaluable tool that can help you fine-tune your approach and ultimately lead to greater growth and impact for your ministry. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to share some footage of what we did, because as our agency, we actually go and find this person for you. So we send out messages to the community where you are, and we actually take care of all of this for you once we've gone through the first 3 steps. That way, the pastor or none of the leaders meet or know who this person is until after the survey has been conducted. And then after they go and visit the church, I actually do a post interview with them where we talk through what their experience was like. And each time we've done this for a ministry, we saw amazing results. and we saw the church able to get real practical in terms of the way that they adjust the way they do ministry. So you will see some of these clips after I get off. But again, thank you for joining us for this episode of the Next Level Church Marketing Podcast. I hope you found this discussion on using guest surveys helpful as you work to refine and improve your church's outreach. Let me know in the comments, have you ever used this approach in your church and what to do in terms of your overall results? And stay tuned for the next episode, because now I'm going to go into some of the branding tools and strategies that you can use after you've collected the data that we've talked about in episodes 1 through 4. So I look forward to sharing this with you and keep breaking those growth barriers. I kind of mentioned the other part of wishing and hoping that maybe younger people would also collaborate or want to be a part of that community as well. And that's definitely something I would say in the near future. That's something we're definitely looking at, but we're just looking at, okay, based on where the church currently is, who could the church reach out to or connect with that would basically be able to connect right away with the way the church is set up currently. And then maybe as we expand, maybe go into younger families. I would say probably one of the reasons why we're not initially targeting the families that you mentioned is just more so about the resources that the church currently has. It's not necessarily set up right now to receive maybe younger families with children and things of that sort. So we basically found like maybe an alternative group that would find that community where it currently is more suitable for the needs that they have, and find it easier to connect with those people that are there. But I definitely appreciate that feedback as well. That's definitely something that we will keep in mind and keep in as we continue to progress to try to reach more people. The main objective is ultimately we want to find ways of connecting that congregation that you went to with more people within the community. So that's really the overall overarching theme that we're trying to go after. Do you have any other thoughts that are kind of coming to mind as I'm talking?
Well, yeah, I was actually shocked because I used to live literally right around the corner from that church, and it was literally like a block away, and I hated living over there because of the racial tension. And so when I experienced that yesterday, I was like, this is like right around the corner. And so yeah, that was shocking to me.
Do you feel like people like that are of another race, like African American or any other Hispanic, Asian American, do you feel like any of those groups would feel comfortable going to that church?
I think they would with outreach and just I think that the atmosphere inside was, again, like I said, totally different than what I experienced living in the neighborhood. So like I said, when I got there and I was like, wow, it was a terrible time when I lived in West Des Moines.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite insightful. And knowing what I know about Pastor, that's something that she mentioned how she is saddened by the current racial state that is in West Des Moines or in that area.
Yeah.
That's definitely something. So that I think is amazing. That's great feedback and something that we can continue exploring. Maybe finding those people that are in that community that may not look like the people who are currently there. Maybe those are people that would be willing to fellowship and connect with them. Church planters, are you looking for a way to truly connect with your community and grow your church with the right people? I'm Larry Williams, and I want to introduce you to something that could completely change the way you think about church growth: the Ideal Disciple Discovery Process. This process is designed to help you identify and attract people who are meant to be a part of your ministry. We take into account your spiritual DNA as a leader, the unique mission of your church, and the specific needs of your community. If you're ready to find the ideal disciple for your church plant, let's talk. I'm offering free discovery calls where we'll assess your church's unique needs and see if the Ideal Disciples discovery process is a right fit for your marketing strategy. Click the link below to schedule your free call, and let's work together to build a thriving community of believers around your ministry. I cannot wait to see how we can help you grow.